Get stoked, get yoked, and get woked. It's time for the Jaking Off Show. You thought I was fucking done? No! Open up this pit! Somebody come get his ass. He fucking up this podcast. Yes, here we are once again. It is September 13th, 2020 as of this recording. Welcome back to the Jaking Off Show. Now, you might have noticed that I've been out of sync as of lately, as I was with the last episode. See, what I'm dealing with is what you might call depression. Why am I upplaying it a little bit? It's because that's how I handle it. I've got the fucking balding head, the ponytail. I'm like the comic book guy from The Simpsons right now. I'm picking scabs on my face and on my body because I hate myself and I don't have complete faith in what I do. I've been letting my feelings get to my productivity. One example is when I post something, when I promote a show, when I do anything that requires the serotonin hits of likes and validation and all that sort of thing, and it doesn't get the results that I want it to, it makes me sad. And if I don't get out of bed before noon, I guess we're just going to be sad the whole fucking day. So that's what most of my week was like. That's why I've been down in the dumps. But there have been several good things that have happened that haven't quite quelled this feeling of dread, feeling like I'm a hamster running in a wheel. I'm doing all this work but going nowhere. And by work, I mean making money by doing nothing. My bases are covered for several more months until I run out of money. So I have to get a job soon and get the fucking tags on the goddamn car. You know, when they say you have 30 days or 60 days to get something done, it's like, it's always gonna be until the last fucking minute for me. It's always like that. Get it done. This is your deadline. And we're going to fuck off for 2 weeks, and we're going to fucking masturbate furiously and having no fucking contact with the outside world, and just ordering takeout and just complete fucking nonsense. And it's bad. It's bad, and I'm trying to climb out of that. And by trying, and that's really just putting in the reps and being consistent with what makes me happy. Now, what makes me happy is making content for the internets, doing the podcast, doing sketches, coming up with funny ideas, doing stand-up, and all those things. I was doing all those things, but it just wasn't getting the results. So what I have to do is put it out, let it go. Just put it out and let it go. Who cares who fucking comments, who fucking presses that little heart button on the social media or whatever? You know, it doesn't even fucking matter anymore. I just want to do what I want to do. And to that, by just making stuff, I'm getting back into the acting game. You know, I'm like somewhere between Shakespeare in the Park and rapidly pacing myself while reciting a monologue out loud at a bus stop. So, you know, I'm not the best to look at here, and I don't look my best either. I updated my headshots. I'm going to have a shave soon on the face and make myself look a little bit younger. But thing is, when I shave, the face looks 25, but the hairline says 45, dog. So I don't know. I don't have that self-confidence of like, ooh, I look good. Like, I don't do that. I don't take pictures of myself in the mirror or go to the gym. I mean, I miss the gym. I'm getting really scrawny, and that's no fun at all. And that's been part of my release is that before the pandemic, I literally could not afford to take 3-day long depression naps. And now that I'm not, there's a whole lot of time and not a whole lot to do, I can afford to be miserable and take 3-day depression naps. I was literally, my mattress is new. There's a groove in it already just from 2 months of sleeping on it. And I got to either flip the fucker and, or get a new mattress. I don't know, but you're not supposed to stay in bed for that long, and it's not good. And I got to take better care of my skin, because I had a meeting with someone over the computer. We had a Zoom meeting, and like it went great, but I have the shitty webcam definition. This isn't an HD thing that you look at when you look at yourself through the webcam. You don't see the acne scars on my face. You don't see the chipped dead skin on the bridge of my nose. Like, you don't see how red my nose actually fucking is. And that's just from like gushing out the disgusting oils and pus and letting it spiral out like string cheese onto the mirror and not cleaning it up. It's not good. It's not fucking good, man. And I got to take better care of myself. My cousin was complaining about her back, and I told her, I'm like, oh, I got a whole list of all these different exercises you can do, because you have one body, and if you don't use it, you lose it. And, she's not even 40, and I'm getting close to 30, and I'm feeling aches and pains and stuff like that. And it's not good, because, dude, I'm still young and vibrant and all that stuff. I can't do this to myself. I took a good look in the mirror, one more fucking squeeze of string cheese oil, and I went, this has to stop, man. The only reason that this is happening is because the world's shut down and I got nothing to do. When, it's not a competition, but I've had it. I'm done. And to my credit, I've been able to go to open mics. I've been able to go to shows again. And I just did a show at Bricktown this past week. I have another show at Bricktown on the 23rd. Why am I even saying that? Because I don't know a soul out here in the middle of Oklahoma. I live in the middle of a frying pan. That's where I live. I live I live around people that I guess mind their own business to the most part, but with a holster. That's weird, because open carry's legal and fine. Saw the neighbor walking out of his door fucking packing heat. Like, you're just going to the grocery store, man. Why do you feel the need to show off your macho? But everybody's thinking the same thing. It's kind of a hive mind here. It's like, oh, Second Amendment, I'm an homosexual. I like to keep it strapped. It's just like, no, you don't want to hurt anybody, but you want to protect yourself, which is the intention. But everybody's just kind of looking around like it's going to be the fucking end. Like, the non-binary disabled Asians have come to town, and they've come to wake you up and use the proper gendered pronouns, which is another thing I want to get to. Look, I'm for it. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with all the different flags. That's great. That's fine. It's just becoming too much of a Leninist Maoist thing, but like chaotic good. Like, there's the good in people's hearts that you want to be socially sensitive and be socially liberal, which I am to the most part. But now it's getting really out of control. My friend just told me that the Oscars have now, in order to get Best Picture, there are certain criteria that you have to meet. The quality of the film, all these different things. Like, is the film good? Is the story good? Is the acting awesome? The cinematography. Best Picture, it covers all the bases. Everybody fucking rocks, right? And some of that criteria now is that the people employed for the duration of said film has to be more diverse. Like, can we focus on like the quality of the film? Now every nationality, sexual orientation, black, trans, handicapped, amputee, non-binary, overweight, poetry slam, like they fucking won, because now it's so inclusive now. There's gotta be, it's not enough colors in this rainbow, man. So Scorsese could be directing his final masterpiece, but he didn't get it because a bunch of fucking Guidos are working the crew. It's ridiculous. Like this is gonna sound negative, and this is gonna sound off color. But there was this thing called affirmative action, to where people of color have more opportunities for employment in various different industries or whatever. But like the focus was taken off of the skill of an individual, and now who they were and what they looked like, was into account. Which, I mean, if you hire someone who's the best because they do the best, like I would settle for an all-white cast and crew and have that movie be a fucking hit than have, a completely diverse crew and the film fucking sucks. You want to hire the best for the job. And like I said, this comes off a little negative, but it's getting to the point where when is this gonna stop? Like, I'm all for it, dude. Like, can't we all just get along and remember that we all bleed red and that we're all after the same thing, right? And that's basically individual freedom, and we don't want to hurt nobody. Can't really argue with that. I don't want to hurt anybody, and I don't want to, disrespect someone's culture or feelings or whatever. But, at least not intentionally. In stand-up, no one is safe. Everyone gets made fun of. Everyone across the board. It is a magical place where words cannot hurt us. And, that there was a gender reveal party that started another wildfire back home in LA. And I'm thinking like, oh, we're not gonna ban these types of celebrations because it's an environmental hazard, but because it's gender conforming and it's offensive to non-binary people. Like the fucking, you've seen them, the unicorn hair, overweight, nose ring, piercings everywhere, super fucking woke. There's buttons all over, the rainbow suspenders and all that. You don't know what the fuck's happening. And it's they, them, cool. I'm all about it, dude. But it's just getting to like this extreme language police thing, which I'm seeing none of in Oklahoma, by the way. I don't know. Maybe people are sane and people keep to themselves. And yeah, they're and it's mostly conservative here. Yeah, it's mostly, there are some liberal rednecks, but people just kind of like are normal. This is like this is what normal is, I suppose. I don't know. I grew up around people that injected collagen into their faces and smoked a bunch of pot. But I mean, like this sort of like anywhere town in America. Now, Oklahoma's not in the Midwest. It's not in the South. I don't know. Oklahoma's non-binary for all I know. They don't know what the fuck they are. They want to be the South, but they're not biologically or geographically or whatever the fuck. And they're not exactly Midwestern either. So it's like this... it's like this big fucking question mark. And I haven't been able to properly gauge the scene out here because I knew it was going to be smaller, but I'm out here in the middle of the mandated staycation, and it's a smaller scene, but it's usually more poppin' from what I've been told. And I'm getting in with the comedy clicks, and not really. I'm just doing my time and saying what I have to say, and then getting off the stage. And if people want to pat me on the shoulder and say, good job, here's my card, let's hang out, hey, I'm all about that. But other than that, I'm hanging my head down and I'm walking out the door. And if you missed me, you missed me. Well, you hope you remembered the name. I'm trying to establish something out here because, like I said before, I'm trying to get back into the acting game. And since I don't know anybody out here, how the fuck am I going to sell tickets years down the road? So I got a talent agent, and that's fun and that's cool, and I'm getting sent out for stuff and I'm auditioning for stuff, and that's fun and that's cool. And I've come at it from a new angle because now the goal now is to become the face of something, be known for, like, just be like, hey, I saw you on TV once, you're that guy from that thing. Yeah, and it's like, cool. That's what I want. I want to be able to be recognized when walking around in public, and slowly, drag people into watching my stand-up shows. Couldn't do that anyway, and small crowds are small crowds. It doesn't fucking matter. We're at where we're at right now, but I need to be able to bring in revenue, and that's getting asses in the seats. That's the whole goal, right? Nobody's got money for anything, really. It's just I'm just putting in my reps, and so if I become tight with the right people that value entertainment, and value the temporary escape from all the bullshit that we're dealing with. Sports has to stand up and say something because things are getting so fucking crazy. And sports, when that happens, like, they're usually right. When Jackie Robinson was drafted to the Brooklyn Dodgers way back when, I bet a lot of people were like, "Oh, why is he playing?" It's just like this whole, race war that and it's just this thing. It's like, hey, he's a good player. How about just that? He's a good player. And that was it. And that was that. And we all got to play baseball and have a good fucking time. And like, it was a slow climb, but sports was like, get this guy over here. He's a good player. You're gonna waste talent. What happened to validating someone with merits based on integrity, talent, and just raw good shit. I don't know. I don't have the fucking words to it. I hit the pen a little bit too hard. But what happened to that? What happened to just looking at what's at hand here? You want to pay attention to people that make good stuff. And the people that make good stuff help alleviate the aches and pains of life. Maybe your kids are driving you crazy. Trump said something that made you triggered or pissed you off, or Joe Biden forgot the answer to a question, or whatever the fuck's making you mad on TV. The civil unrest, the shootings of and deaths of unarmed black people. The list goes on. It continues. It's like this eternal war. It's just gonna keep fucking going. Half the country's on fire. It's a giant hot box of death. And we just want to turn on the TV sometimes and sit down and watch the game. Oh, great. Now sports, like, there's no escape. There's no escape. And that really fucking sucks. And people need to be able to escape. And that fucks with the psyche of the human mind. I'm hearing about outdoor shows. That's pretty cool. But you got to keep the numbers tight because we're still in COVID, so we can't just bring roaring crowds to events anytime soon. But if a club is open, if a movie theater is open, if there's a local band playing in your area, if there's an open mic somewhere, if there's a show of any kind, go to it. Escape. Listen to my podcast, look at my sketches, and escape for just a couple of minutes, just to, make it stop for a little while. That's what we all want to do. I want to be a healer in some sort of ways, but, I'm kind of heated and pissed off because I turned on, the media. I log on to Facebook and see what people are posting, and it's making me visibly angry. And I try to not pay attention to a lot of this stuff, but now I have to, I'm coming at this with a different angle now. All this shit that's going down is putting me into like this angry rant. Maybe it'll be funny in hindsight. I don't know. When I look at this in post and put clips together, who the fuck knows? Like, I'm doing this just to do it. And I haven't been doing it consistently for my people that have been listening, and my patrons. Thank you very much for still being a part of this, and I do it for you guys. You guys are just putting $1 in the jar, and that helps me with production and all that stuff, and that's cool. And I break even. I can always use more. but I was paying attention to the numbers, and I'm like, I can't be inconsistent with this because I'm going to lose what little I've got. I've got people, I got listeners, and I pay attention to the analytics, which I should stop doing, which is part of the, I'm not getting the downloads that I want. I've split it into all these other different platforms. If you're watching this on YouTube or if you're listening or on Spotify, and now it's on all these other places now. So now there's traffic coming from everywhere, or lack of, and I don't know who's who, but it rattles my head, and I gotta stop paying attention to that bullshit because as an artist, we are very sensitive, and we like to use our instrument and be applauded for it. I don't feel that, but why should I? I shouldn't be consumed in, why isn't anybody noticing me? Why am I funny? Should I give up? What's the point? Let's give up hope and, empty out everything. What's the point of it all? No, man. No, it's not about that. It's just this routine kind of repetition thing that I have to do personally, and podcasting and just getting my excess thoughts out. Because here's my problem. I started this just for shits and giggles, and I've wanted to talk to people and bullshit and have somewhat of a serious conversation. And it's not because Joe Rogan told me to. It's because it's for my own sanity. It's just that, Joe Rogan is Oprah for guys, and whatever he says, and anyone who is remotely into what he's doing is going to try that too. And now that there's COVID, and now there's a million more cases of podcasts, and some would say, oh, you're a comedian with a podcast. Gee, you and everybody's mother. I do this for my own sanity. I do this to get all the excess thoughts out because my brain rattles at 125 miles an hour, and the ideas come and go. They don't get written down. I flood. I've been sitting here for weeks just mindlessly scrolling through this digital trail of nonsense and this YouTube rabbit holes and video games and sleeping for 16 hours a day and only getting up to eat and shit. It's miserable, and it's not a way to live. I did not move halfway across the country to repeat the old habits that I had living in a clothes hoarder's house. Now, I only packed 2 suitcases worth of clothes. I've got plenty of closet space and plenty of room. But when those dishes in the sink started to pile up, that's when the bad habits increased. Like, it just comes down to the simple household task of just being organized and having your shit together. Jordan Peterson is invading my brain. He's telling me to get my shit together. Oh my God, Jocko Willink is trying to get me to do burpees at 4 a.m. in the morning. I'm trying to stay motivated and listen to all these different people. And it doesn't happen a lot of the time. I listen there and get pseudo motivated and be like, yeah, I should really write that down. I should really do that. I should buckle down and do that. And a lot of the times it doesn't fucking happen because I flooded my own doubts and my own excess thoughts. And so when I get the excess thoughts out and put this fucking thing together, I'm at peace. Or a step closer to it. Now, I know I'm crazy. Because I turned down $100 to get bumped off of the show list from the last show I did. I turned it down. So what happened was this, I don't remember his name, but it was some road comic. He was coming into town. He said he drove all the way from DC. He didn't know that because there's the initial show, and then there's a waiting list for the open mic post-show. Now, the waiting list gets a little long. after the initial show, there's enough time for maybe 4 or 5 people to go up, get seen up there, maybe the booker's in the room, you get lucky, but this guy's coming into town, probably, going to some other gig at some other town the next day, and he just wants to get in around. He wants to get a little workout in. Totally get where he's coming from. And he wanted to go up. Now, maybe $100 was just piss away money to him. And there's definitely people that could use just $100 right then and there. He did go up on stage because someone else took him up on that offer. Like, I put my name on the waiting list, but I might not go up, but I want to guarantee my spot. So let's give some greenhorn $100 to get bumped off the stage. He loses 5 minutes. So the guy went up, bombed, and basically spent $100 to do 5 minutes of material that wasn't hitting. Got a couple of chuckles here and there. Small crowd. Of course, nobody's even sitting in the front row, and just everybody's getting temperature checks at the door, but like we're sharing the same microphone. What the fuck? Anyway, I've bragged about that before, but it's like I'm glad I didn't take that money. That's my stage time. That's how I practice. That's how I get better at this. That's how I keep the sword sharp. That's how I sharpen the steel. That's how I keep my weapons in check. $100 ain't worth it. Now, might be talking a different story if it's like 500. If it was a bigger number, maybe I would have taken it. But my slot, my time, I booked that. Mine. You can't have that. I even sent an invite to my agent and people. So, like, what? They didn't show up. But what if they went to see me? And then I don't go up because I took $100. The fuck out of here. That was nuts. Can't believe that happened. But yeah, dude, I turned down money so I could go up. Now, I've made the mistake before. I've done PA work and stuff like that. I've done jobs where I lose money because I just want to be in the circles of certain people. And that was a mistake. I dropped like $160 over a 3-day shoot in like somewhere like 40 miles away from where I lived because I didn't have a car and I couldn't make the trip, and I wasn't, and it was an unpaid PA gig. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, I like doing it, and I'm crazy about it, but I'm getting some sense in my brain now where it's not about money anymore. This is just I'm gambling on myself. And I'm putting money into stuff that I like doing. For some other people, maybe it's excessive video games. Maybe it's cars. Maybe it's hydroponics. People spend their money on stuff that they like to do, and I just think this is viable for me because I don't have a fucking future, and might as well do whatever I want. As far as I'm concerned, nobody has a future. Who the fuck knows what's going to happen? God, the writers of South Park are going to have a doozy with this one. This has just been a crazy 6 months. And by crazy, I mean, like, we're in uncharted territory. This has never happened before. This has never been a thing. If the pandemic hadn't happened, I'd still be working at a yogurt shop, living with someone who chooses not to clean up after themselves. This was the best possible thing that could have happened to me. And now I realize I could have done what I wanted to do in another state years ago. There's this stereotype on people from California is that, we're better than everyone else. Oh, it's all about here or, New York when it comes to like entertainment and stuff. But there's other fucking places. There's other places that have like animation studios, film studios, clubs, stand up, all that stuff. I could still do what I want and live anywhere. Fuck LA. It's not coming back. It's not coming back. I hope I'm wrong, but it's going to look like Detroit, man. I was looking at, I was still looking, the local news over back home, and the tent cities, that was already kind of like a creeping issue, but now in the median of the road, in the middle, the cruiser lane, the suicide lane, whatever you want to call it, there's tents up in the middle of the road under the bridge now. And that's happening everywhere. Restaurants, man, they're not coming back. A lot of them are not coming back. Venues are not coming back because they're so far behind on rent. And who's going to buy the property? What's going to happen? I mean, I'm glad I was wrong about the mass eviction prediction that I made several weeks ago. I don't know what episode, but at least there was a federal ban on that for now. But now, who the fuck knows, dude? I guess we just try to go things day by day, one step at a time here. But I plan to move out here before the pandemic and, maybe live here, 5 years, put my reps in, become seasoned, keep my chops up, come back to LA, or maybe go to New York when that comes back. I don't know. New York's got its own problems too, but all these major cities that were these major entertainment capitals, no money is coming in. Nobody's going to Broadway. Nobody's going to the theater, dude. No one's going. And even if they wanted to, some people aren't going to want to go. When sports come back, fuck, dude. Tickets were already a fucking number and a half. $40 for parking, $100 for good seats to a Laker game or to a Dodger game, and it's another $40 for 2 hot dogs and 2 beers. No one's going to have money for that when sports come back. No one. It's not happening. I think I've ranted about this before, but it's not. The recovery is going to be very slow and very long, and, I'm just glad I can get on the stage and do what I like to do, because I couldn't do it in LA anymore, and I'm not gonna do fucking virtual shows and get heckled by a poor internet connection. That's not happening either. It's not. It's just we're way out of sync. We're all way out of balance, and we need to fix that with, most importantly, ourselves, because I have just these feelings of rage and discontent, and I'm gonna register to vote in the state of Oklahoma pretty soon, and it's weighing on my mind. Who the fuck am I gonna vote for? You'd think it'd be an easy choice. Of course, people that know me know that I dislike Trump on most things. He got a couple of things right, but like the eviction ban, like, dude, seriously, good move. And Biden's, that's the Democrats' best choice. That's the best you can do? Really? I mean, I was going for Bernie, and he's up there in age too, and I mean, he seems sharper than Joe Biden, but I mean, at this point, it's a toss-up, dude. I don't know. I don't know if I'm even going to vote, but I should, and I have to, because I'm gonna bite my tongue and vote for Biden. Fine, but this is bullshit. This is complete fucking bullshit. Now it's clicking in my head to what my mother did not vote for 45 years because of this exact thing. Oh, this is the best you can come up with? These two guys? Well, what about the third party? What about the Green Party or the Libertarian Party? Shut up! Ralph Nader, fuck you. You don't stand a goddamn chance. And it's like, oh, what about Kanye? Fuck Kanye. Ugh. I don't know. It's my American duty to vote. I don't want to. I'm gonna. Maybe enough people from California will turn Texas from red to blue. Shit, that might be cool. At least some good came out of it. More Democrats moving to Republican states. That'd be something, right? Who knows, man? I'm going to get super stoned again, and I'm going to eat a bunch of Cheez-Its and cook chicken pasta and try not to take another 16-hour nap and put up more content for you guys. And yeah, it was nice getting this off my chest. I really needed it. Thank you guys very much for listening. Once again, if you didn't hear it already, go to patreon.com/JakingOffShow and, donate as little as $1 a month to help keep this podcast going. I really appreciate those who have been consistent so far in doing that. You're going to get, I've been lagging on this too. You're going to still get the cartoon karaoke. You're still going to get the Monday morning meditations. Didn't happen last week, just because major fucking manic depression, and that happens. And I'm going to do my best here, and I'm going to not buy a firearm and take part in these open carry laws because I have darkness in my heart. And I'm going to stay alive here, and I hope you guys can stay alive too and, share this with your friends, your family, your exes, your dog, your bird. Who gives a flying fuck? We're all dead. Okay, thanks, bye.